You have 7 shots on goal this year across a big portfolio of projects, 36 assets in the Athabasca Basin, over 1.5 million acres, third largest mineral tenure holding in the most prolific uranium district in the world. We are drilling 2 projects currently. It's a very exciting time. We've raised enough money late last year, $10 million in a broker deal with Haywood and Red Cloud. Covers us right through this year into next year. That'll cover 18,000 meters of drilling at our Russell and Moore Lake uranium projects. But we also have a handful of project partners at our non-core projects, spending over $70 million potentially in combined exploration funding, cash and share payments to Skyharbour. So this is really a one-stop shop for you as the investor to, yes, if you want to stock pick, but we actually do offer a way for you to get that one-stop shop exposure to multiple projects being explored, focus on the main assets, the assets that we feel are the most prospective. And in fact, they've had high-grade drill results in the last year. That's Russell and Moore. But it also keeps the equity dilution down by having partners fund a good chunk of that. So I do not have the disclaimer in here, but I will refer to Andy's one, and you can or any one of them. But we have it on the website. Please do read it. So investment highlights, 16 to 18,000 meters of drilling, fully funded at our Russell and Moore Lake projects. That's why you want to buy Skyharbour or look at buying it right now, because we've just started this major, it's actually going to be our largest annual drill campaign we'll ever have carried out as a company, again, fully funded. And again, following up on high-grade multi-percent results that we announced last year, actually shortly after this conference last year at both Russell and Moore, we intersected high-grade mineralization. So this is the year where, if you look at discoveries like NextGen, Fission, ISO, more recently F3, Canalaska, usually the market kind of starts waking up to these discoveries after a couple of drill programs and a couple of high-grade drill holes. We think this is the year we can deliver those market-moving results that are a game changer for us and our shareholders. We also have our 15 to 16,000 meters of drilling at several other projects funded by partner companies. And one final note on this slide, I'll talk a bit more about the portfolio, but if you know nothing else about Skyharbour, just know that we've attracted 3 larger strategic partners. In Denison Mines, they're our largest shareholder, and that could be an important strategic relationship on a potential takeover or a corporate transaction down the road, especially given where our 2 main assets are. Their president, CEO Dave Cates, is a director of Skyharbour. He's been on our board for a number of years. And we do a lot of work with them and their team. Secondly, Rio Tinto, world's 2nd largest diversified miner, large shareholder of Skyharbour, and now officially a joint venture partner at our Russell Lake project. And third, but not least, is Orano, France's largest uranium mining and nuclear fuel services company. We have a joint venture partnership with them at our Preston project. And excitingly, they are going to be commencing as the operator. We're going to participate as minority interest holder in the project, 7,000 meter drill program at the Preston project over on the west side of the basin. So 3 big partner companies that we've brought in as either shareholders or project partners. Management team, who is Skyharbour? So you'll see my name there at the top. Started the company with my chairman, Jim Pettit. We, back in 2013 and 2014, contrarian opportunity in this sector. Now, we had just sold a gold company called Bayfield Ventures to New Gold. We looked at this space. We said, you know what? Now's the time, post-Fukushima, a couple of years probably early to that, to go in and start acquiring projects. Dave Cates, Dave Biard, who's one of our head geologists. Now, we just recently hired a new VP of exploration. As I joke with him, I've raised him $10 million, so he better find us a big deposit this year. But Sidar Donmez, who is actually here, please do swing by our little table over there. He's a very, very well-respected geologist in the Athabasca Basin. He spent most of his career at Denison at Wheeler River. He was there at the discovery of Phoenix and the discovery of the Griffin deposit. Both deposits, collectively multi-billion-dollar discoveries. So he's seen that rock early on. And where we're drilling at our Russell Lake project, we're just a few kilometers away from those deposits at Wheeler River, and we are seeing similar rock. So he saw what we were working on last year. He really liked the results that we were announcing and joined us full-time as our VP of X. So a big testament to what we're seeing, what we're finding at our main project, in particular at our co-flagship Russell Lake project. And then a couple other names too. Paul Matizik, well-known in the industry. We recently brought in new business development manager, Brady Rack, who some of you probably know. He was a top producing broker here at Ventum. So really building out the team here. Very, very proud of the group that we've assembled, a mix of expertise, focused expertise in the basin, coupled with a management and board of directors that's built and sold mining companies. Cap structure, $204 million out, trades between a $65 to $70 million valuation. Look at what the insiders are doing. That's the easiest way to get a gauge on the value proposition, the true value proposition as they see it. You'll see we've been purchasing shares. We've traded as high as 100+ million. Obviously with the market, the volatility, it's pulled back. We are in all of the major uranium mining ETFs, which is a great thing for the most part, but obviously when there's market weakness, you get hit pretty hard as a smaller constituent in that. But the good thing though is I think we are coming out of this bear trap in this uranium market. We've seen about 15 months, call it 12 to 15 months of softer markets after the uranium price spiked. It's now, just in the last few weeks, starting to tick higher. We're seeing $70 on the spot market. The long-term price still at $80 a pound. And we're starting to see utilities come back to the market, carry trade as well. That's working in our favor. So we will trade in lockstep with the sector, and you get a little bit extra torque as a smaller cap company that is in those ETFs. And you'll see some of the other larger shareholders as well. Management insiders are two corporates, Sprott and a few others. So I won't spend a ton of time on these slides. I could go on for hours, but just want to draw people's attention to this couple numbers here. So yes, there's been a bit of softness in the uranium market. We're coming out of that now. This is now a point to look at very seriously buying back in or averaging down, or if you've been a shareholder of these companies for the last 5 or 6 years, still averaging up. But I think we're going to come into the next leg of this bull market. The supply-demand fundamentals, again, very, very compelling. 190 to 200 million pounds of annual demand. We're only producing about 150 to 155 million pounds of primary mine supply. So there's a cumulative supply gap of almost 400 million pounds over the next decade, and over 1 billion pounds of uncovered demand. So contracts that have not yet been signed by utilities, that's going to change, and we're going to see, I think, a major influx of buying. We've also seen some serious supply side issues over the last number of years, production guidance downgrades, as well as some of the recent developers, near-term producers that just simply aren't ramping up as quickly as they said they would. So that's going to, I think, also continue put upward pressure on the price. Now, the project portfolio, again, this has taken us over a decade to build. 1.5 million acres, third largest property package, 2 projects in Russell and Moore that either host small uranium deposits and or high-grade multi-percent uranium in previous drilling. And then we look to option or JV out our other projects. 4 of these 36 projects were in a company that was a $400 million company in 2007. So you can see the re-rate potential is quite strong for Skyharbour. Now, I talked about a little bit about our drill program. We're going to be drilling 11,000 of the 18,000 meters at Russell. This is a 60, call it 60-40. We're just under 60. Rio's just over 40% JV. It's all the land in between the McArthur River Mine and the Key Lake Mill. It's road accessible. Our drill costs are some of the lowest in the basin, all in 350 to 400 Canadian a meter. It's relatively shallow drilling. And what's most exciting, last year, it was our second year drilling the project, we intersected up to 3%, U308 over a half a meter, a new discovery, and we're following up on that this year. Right beside Russell, our Moore Lake project, 100% owned. We've had grades as high as 21% U3O8 over 1.5 meters. Last year, 7.3% over 3 meters. Shallow, predominantly sandstone hosted mineralization. We're going to be drilling 5,000 to 7,000 meters there. And we still have a few assays pending from drilling late last year that could surprise to the upside when those are announced in the coming weeks. So 2 great assets, relatively inexpensive drilling, and a lot of drilling that we're going to be carrying out this year. And then I'll just wrap up on this slide. Here is the snapshot of our prospect generator business. 9 partner companies potentially spending over $70 million across 13 of our 36 projects. A handful of these will be drilling, including Orano with 7,000 meters coming up. So again, you get that added exposure to these other projects and programs. My time's up. Lot going on with the company, a lot of drilling, over 30,000 meters combined between us and our partners. We're going to, I think, hit pay dirt this year, as Jeff is alluding to there. And again, great timing, I think, with the uranium market. It's time to really take this. I think we're the only uranium company here, so it's time to look at these companies yet again. Thank you.